Let me ask you a soul torture question. If you take your phone, pen and paper photo, all voice memos confiscated, even the ability to write is deducted. You can remember a few important things. Don't think this is a brain opening for our ancestors. This is the survival PPIU face every day. There are no plugins. Open your eyes. It's all about the brain. Indicates that something is crucial. They can't be like us. Type and save memos. Just print it on the wall or throw it in the cloud. If you forget it, then it's really gone. There's no chance of getting caught. And it got more complicated. The ancestors are stuck. You can't just rely on your brain. This stuff is unreliable. It might break someday. And so the century-old puzzle was born. How to extract information from your head. Find a place to save. Talk about the original storage device. In fact, it is our own hands. That's right. Just move your fingers and don't laugh. This is the first computer ever invented. Good for fowls. 5 buttons in one hand, 10 in 2 hands. If not enough, just clip your feet and make it 20. Not enough anymore. The ancestor has a trick to grab a handful of his own hair. It means too many to count. As much as my hair, it is no wonder that the practice system we commonly use first came. After all, who doesn't have 10 fingers? But this trick has a fatal bug. As soon as you put your hand down, the number just counted is cleared to 0. Bluntly, you can only deal with temporary technology. For example, how many fruits were picked in total this month? Stops. So when the days of the ancestors passed by, there is an urgent need for an archiving tool. Now comes the rope sacrifice. It can be called the earliest right disc. To put it bluntly, it is tie various knots on the rope. Every knot is particular. One knot is 1. A string of knots represents 10. Elastic connection. Position styles can express different meanings. The rope at this time, it's not for tying things up anymore. Proper information storage. Although simple. But the win is that it can be preserved for a long time. To use a knot to write a diary, it doesn't have that ability. At best, points of structured data. We raised 30 sheep, harvested 25 kilograms. Don't rely on rote memorization. You can tell by looking at the rope. So this is basically data storage. Accuracy, although pulling the hips, hold up practical and can solve later needs. The ancestors felt that the rope was not strong enough. It's now a notch note. Replace the rope with wood and bamboo. Replace the knots with nicks. Each notch is a unit. It's stable now. Wood and bamboo are much stronger than the engraved marks are not easy to be broken away. It is equivalent to upgrading the USB. But here's the thing, to a hard disk can be shared. In the past, only you could understand the rope. The nicks are different. 2 people facing the same log. You know exactly what's written on it. Like you owe me 3 pieces of meat. Let's hit 3 marks. You can't cheat if you want in the future. The marks are there. Ironclad evidence. Don't rely on me anymore to remember that you owe this kind of nonsense anymore. This is probably the earliest contract spirit of mankind. Talking through nicks works better than anything. Slowly the ancestors were not satisfied. The same trace now. Start innovating. Some engrave a small circle. Some engrave a small horizontal line. Others carve a crooked little pimple. And some shapes will recur in the same scene. Now it's different. These lesson marks are no longer pure numbers start to represent concrete things. For example, a small circle represents the sun. A field grid represents a field. And to put it bluntly, this is the original symbol. That's a milestone. How many have humans finally memorized? It becomes a memory of something. But here's the problem. These symbols are too abstract. A symbol in different situations. It could have several meanings. So a little horizontal line can represent a leg of land. It can also represent branches. Not accurate enough. No real text has been formed yet. So the graphic text goes online. The ancestors gave up abstract symbols. Drawing objects. Drawing a human figure is a human being. Drawing a tree is a tree. Drawing a deer is a deer. Mainly what you see is what you get. This is pictographic thinking. Simply put, it is what to draw. Don't guess, don't realize. You can understand it at a glance. These drawings were slowly simplified and standardized. Like drawing a deer, it's going to be nice at first. Feet, legs, tail. Later, it was slowly simplified into a few strokes. No matter who draws, everyone can recognize it. The picture ceases to be a painting. They become symbols. These were the early forms of writing. Our current Chinese characters, many of them evolved from this hieroglyph. But even with early writing, there's a catch. He can record what happened, but I can't record how I feel. Like carving a mark. Can you tell I'm hunting today? But there's no way of knowing how thrilling it is to hunt. How happy are you to hit your prey? So at the same time as writing, another form of recording is also quietly oral transmission. Before words were reliable, human knowledge is passed by mouth. But this is not small talk. It's about skill. The ancestors told the story. Ballads and spells are made with rhythm, like the jingle now. Catchy rap is not easy to forget. Do you want to say a peaceful today? Hit a deer, turn around and forget. But a line of roads goes to the mountains and forests. Road, return to the field. Remember it after reading it a few times. This is the magic of rhythm. And this verbal content is all dry goods, bound to life. While working, let's sing folk songs and call mice together. It's not for fun. It's to synchronize the movements. Increase efficiency. Like carrying wood together. Shouting rat. If the rhythm is consistent, it is not during the ceremony. Tired. Fixed mantra to be repeated. The ancestors only in this way can it take effect to be blessed by the gods. Even love between men and women all rely on this kind of rhythmic words to make fun of love. It's equivalent to our current vernacular love talk and our most familiar myths and legends. That's how it came about. The ancestors at that time faced thunder, sickness, and death are unexplained things. They create myths. For example, thunder is the wrath of rain Thor. Is the dragon king, death is the taking of another world by the soul. And these stories are not just for storytelling, but also to give this chaotic world an explanation. Let everyone have a bottom line. Know why this is, what to do. Let's make a point here. Mosquitoes store information outside. Like wood and stone. And oral transmission is to store information in people's heads. And what that means is that memory is not about one group of people. A story, as long as someone keeps telling it, can go on and on. Even if the details are a little off. But if no one talks, he disappeared completely. It's as if it never existed. But oral transmission has its limits. You can make things clear, but I can't make everyone feel the same way. So, for example, you said hunting was dangerous. Some people think that's the case. Some people can imagine the tension. So the ancestors unlocked new skills. Talk with your body. It was music and dance. The first music, no musical instruments, no melody, just pure rhythm, clap and stomp. Chant repeating simple syllables. The human voice was the first musical instrument. And it's not just banging and singing. It's regular. Repeated beat, fixed tune. It is convenient for everyone to easy to remember together. Just like we shout 121 when we work now. It's basically original music. Later, the ancestors slowly made simple musical instruments. Knocking on hollow pieces of wood. Dig a hole in the bone and blow on it. May sound a little harsh, but the advantage is that you can amplify the sound. These instruments are not for appreciation. It's used to cooperate. While working, the rhythm allows everyone to move in sync. Sound creates an atmosphere. Let everyone be more involved in times of danger. You can transmit signals by voice. Like knocking on wood, early warning. Sound plus body movements. Dance was born. The first dance. It's basically imitation. Imitate the action of hunting. Bend over to lurk and call. To imitate the action of farming. Bend over to sow and reap. Even imitate the movements of animals. Bounce. Show your teeth and claws. But when a group of people do these movements together, it's no longer just imitation. It became a collective ritual. We use our gestures to tell each other we're on the same team. We work together, survive together. The slow dance is also divided into types. For example, imitation hunting becomes production dancing. Exaggerate the movements of daily work. Jump up with momentum. You can memorize your skills. The act of joking between men and women. It becomes a love dance. It's an early square dance version of flirting. There are also dances related to faith. The action is exaggerated and the ancestors thought dancing this dance can communicate with the gods, can pray for a safe harvest. There are even war dances. Imitate the action of war. Can exercise physical fitness. Builds morale. But dance is like music. It's all one time. It's gone after jumping. And it can't be passed on to the next generation. So the ancestors began to wonder, how do I get these things fixed? Let future generations see. Learning the answer is carving. To clarify here, the first sculptures were not made for artistic purposes. The core purpose is to keep things for a long time. Can be seen? The early carvings were simple. It's in the wood, stone, bone. A few lines carved into the clay. Several shapes. Nothing complicated. But then the carving got finer and finer. People started appearing. Animal. These carvings of humanoids are not engraved casually. Each makes sense. Like carving a human face. It may be the deliberate path of an ancestor. Possibly a trophy from hunting. Carve a strange human shape. It may be a god worshipped by the ancestors. Even if these sculptures seem a little abstract and weird. But the intent was clear. I'm going to write this down forever. The materials of the engraving are also very diverse. Not to mention stone peach. And bones. Jade shell. Beast tooth stick. There's even a black ore called coal essence. It looks like coal, but it's more textured than something that's not hard engraved. Some of these materials are common. Yes, it's rare. Engraving from rare materials. They tend to be more valued. Most likely it is used as a ceremonial item. When the ancestors could skillfully carve human faces, a divine operation has appeared. Put the engraving on your face. This is what we call a mask now. The previous engravings were all for viewing. The mask is different. It's for bringing. It's like sculpting. Props for role-playing. Most masks are made of peaches or stones. The shapes are exaggerated. Eyes wide mouth. Exaggerated expression. And the masks are tied to rituals. The person wearing the mask is no longer himself. Instead, he became the character represented by the mask. Maybe a god. Maybe ancestors. Maybe some kind of natural force. The ancestors thought that this would allow them to communicate with the gods. I have to. This is probably the earliest human cosplay, except for engraving. The ancestors also unlocked another skill. Drawing. Some are painted on rocks. There are engraved pictures. Some are painted on the ground. Some are painted on naughty. But until now, and the experts don't quite get it. Why did the ancestors paint? It's for rituals, to record, to teach children. Or is it just fun? And the answer is both. Early painting had no fixed purpose. How practical and how to come. When you see a deer, draw it. Probably to document the deer seen today. Or maybe to teach children it's deer. Deer can eat, painting a group of people hunting. Probably to record that the hunt went well today. It could also be for the ceremony. Recreate the hunting scene. Pray for a full return next time. And there's an upside to drawing. It can capture an entire scene. Multiple people, multiple actions. You can see it at a glance. It's a lot more intuitive than a notch knot. It is indeed the earliest documentary of mankind. And finally, let's talk about the most down-to-earth way. Don't think games are the preserve of modern people. The ancestors have been playing for a long time. And their games not stupid. Each one of them educational. Children's games. In fact, They are imitating adult
Playing
life.
eagle
And chicken is imitation hunting. Good night playing house is imitating family life. Take a small wooden leaf and pretend it mimics farming. Even play matchmaking games. It's imitating adult social sounds. To put it bluntly, these games are the enlightenment of the ancestors, the complex adult world simplified into a child. You can play in a clear way. Let them learn survival skills while playing. Social rules. The toys are the auxiliary tools of the game. As small mulberry, let children know what farming is. A small bow and arrow. Let children know what tools to use for hunting. A small clay pot. Let children know how to pack things. These little toys are simple, but it carries the wisdom of its ancestors, passing on civilization to the next generation bit by bit. You've got an idea. Ancestors unlock memory skills step by step. It's all about one thing, essentially, preserving civilization. Pass on knowledge. Those seemingly simple knots, neck dance game. Not the leisure of the ancestors. They are under pressure to survive. Solution with wisdom. So that's it for today. Like and follow the next issue.